1, 2.
Cool.
Hey, hey. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to California Dad Club. We are live right here from the studio.
What is it, AWOL?
Gangsta Grizzles.
Oh, crap. We're off to a great start. Hold on one second.
Yeah, baby.
California Dad Club live, baby.
Yes, sir.
How we doing? How's it going, guys? How are y'all? All right, let me shut this up.
Feeling like a villain.
Hell yeah.
Villain, I guess.
What's going on, guys? How are y'all?
Hi.
We got Drunkle Bert, and then we got a special guest today with Mr. Joe Warren. Joe
Warren.
He is one of the main promoters at the Masquerade there in Atlanta. Super cool venue, super big staple. This guy is a freaking staple in the music scene around here, so we're honored to have him on the show. Yeah. How you been, bro?
Fine, thank you for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thanks for coming up. I know it's a long drive for sure.
Where'd you come from, man?
Atlanta.
Oh, yeah, that's a long drive.
That's not bad. It wasn't too
About an
bad.
hour.
I drove
Yeah.
all the way up here from Florida just to be here, guys.
Oh, dude.
All right on.
You drove from Florida today?
Yeah.
Why?
California Dad Club, baby.
Oh, I love you, man. Dude. What a great crew. What a great crew. We got stickers. If y'all haven't seen the stickers,
We sent them out on Tuesday for everyone that shared it last week. Make sure to share it this week.
we sent out a bunch of
We'll,
envelopes. If you want a sticker, share this thing.
We'll
and
send you
let's- Let's grow. Let's do this. Yo. All right. So I'm going to step back. I introduced it all. Now y'all podcast this shit, huh?
All right, man. Here's our first artist. Nah, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so, Joe, yeah, dude, I guess, yeah, just tell us a little bit about what you do, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, totally. I'm Joe. I'm one of the promoters at the Masquerade, which is one of the largest independent venues in Georgia. So, you know, we cater to a lot of, like, you know, your metal, your punk, your hip-hop, your alternative, kind of underground, up-and-coming artists sort of, you know,
Sure.
community or whatever.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The Ghost
Very cool.
Mains of the world. Was
Yeah.
the concert
Yeah.
as wild as it actually I was told it was? I mean, I heard it was pretty.
It was fun. Yeah, those crowds come out for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
How many shows have you booked so far? Do you know?
The amount of like from shows that I've booked personally myself, starting from like mid 2015, about 184.
Jeez.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so good number.
That's
Yeah.
cool, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's
so,
what's up.
So do you go out and find these artists? You're like on the hunt for them, or do they kind of
Starting
hit you
out,
up?
yeah, because you know I kind of started this whole thing as an intern, so just sort of like from the bottom ranks or whatever, and so I didn't really like have any connections at the time, so it just kind of was like, you know, me digging around finding people, and then eventually, you know, as the reputation and as the establishment kind of, you know, was, you know, getting put together, you know, it kind of became where it was half coming to that, half them coming to me, or, you know, half of me going to them, just kind of depended
Okay.
on the situation, what I needed at the time.
Sure. That's that. I understand that. That
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense, actually.
Did it make it more or less easy with the transition from the old venue like to the new one?
Oh no, the transition honestly has not really affected us at all. Honestly, as far as like actual shows we booked, as far as caliber artists and like ticket sales and all that kind of stuff, it's you know been better there
figured.
since the transition. Just
Yeah.
because you know recently you know there's a good team behind the whole Masquerade, and so you know. There's just been a lot of work behind it, a lot of, you know, effort or whatever. So it's definitely, you know, now that there's a good, solid team behind it, you know, there's definitely been a noticeable success, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Has it
awesome.
slowed down with like the whole COVID thing and everything?
Oh yeah,
going
no,
on?
absolutely.
come on,
Unfortunately,
yeah.
we've been closed since March 16th was the day like we announced that, you know, our doors were being closed. But our last show at the venue was like the 11th of that month or something like that.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
we had shows that, you know, we had at other venues that lasted until that Friday, but ever since like March 16th it's been closed. So we're looking at, you know, we're approaching month 3 at this point.
That's awesome.
Damn.
I just actually got an email today from the Masquerade talking about like the upcoming stuff of like in like July or June or something like that. And but who was the last
that
artist
was
groups that you had that played there before the shutdown?
The last show that was presented by the Masquerade was on March 13th. It was Silent Planet. So it
Nice.
was Silent Planet, Currents, Invent Animate, Grey Haven, and the Callous Cowboys
Oh,
at
cool. Very
at the
cool.
Loft at Center Stage. So that's Center Stage is another independent venue in Georgia. They're kind of more in Midtown or whatever, and it was in their mid-sized room. So that was the last show that was presented by the Masquerade.
Sure. Huh.
That's actually pretty awesome, man. I would love to be a part of something like that one day. But when I went to the Masquerade last, other than at the new venue, I mean the old venue, I used to just go just to watch and just like hopefully the floor doesn't fall through. You know what I mean? That'd be like
No, that was the best part.
I know,
dude.
because you
felt
can feel the
like- I don't
floor
know.
flexing and everything. Oh my god.
It never did though. So you know.
Yeah,
amazing,
that was some miracle, but those super, made it more intense. I felt
That's
like,
what
for sure.
I felt brought the energy half the time, you know, because I went to see a Pennywise concert there.
Oh, yeah?
and that
Okay.
show was nuts. Man.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw this
Really?
kid get kicked in the mouth. I mean, it was crazy. It was an accident.
damn.
You know what I mean? It was a mosh pit. Dude's leg flies up, and then Buddy's just like, woo, goes ham.
Speaking of which, so like I was like trying to do some research on you, and I saw pictures of you like way back in the day at like the 7 venue. Is that right? Did you ever
Yeah.
used to go to the 7 venue? Or
Oh yeah,
like-
totally. Actually, one of the first like alternative shows or whatever that I went to was at the 7 venue. It was like 2010 or so. It was Asking Alexandria, Attack, Icy Stars, Breathe Carolina, and Bury Tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
I think I remember
so
that.
like your OG classic like Warped Tour bands
Yes,
when they had like
absolutely.
one album each and stuff like that. So all of them together on a tour. That was like one of the first like metal shows or whatever that I went to, and that's kind of was like one of the light bulb moments for like, yeah, these shows are dope.
What you started off with was
Yeah.
going to metal shows
Yeah.
and things like that, and
Yeah.
working your way from there.
Yeah, because that's kind of the music I was from like I started going to shows like consistently like late high school. I never not like going to shows. I just never ever thought of that as like a hobby or something to do. Just
Yeah.
because the people I hung out with when I was younger, just that wasn't really something that people did. It wasn't until like late high school where the folks I was hanging out with in high school were going to shows, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll go. And then
Yeah.
it just kind of sort of like. After that, I was like, yeah, this is awesome. So then,
hooked, yeah.
the second show, second alternative show or whatever that I went to was at the Masquerade. That was Asking Alexandria, and we came as Romans.
Cool.
So like
That was
2010.
cool.
Yeah.
But that was a rocking show.
Yeah, dude.
But actually the first like concert, what I recognize as my first concert that I went to was like 2008. It was my mom. It was me, my mom, my brother, and we went to Bon Jovi with Daughtry as the opener.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
What was your
And
first
that-
concert,
And that was at
Brett?
Phillips
My
Arena.
first concert? Okay, let's see here.
I'm so curious about this guy. So
My first actual real concert I went to was a Lamb of God concert.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Very
that
cool.
was awesome.
I
And-
thought it'd be weirder.
But they weren't even the headline. Like they were just like, I went just to see Lamb of God, but Slipknot was playing too. So
That's a good
Cool.
bill.
Yeah, I can't be mad about that. But Slipknot,
Yeah.
I was like,
That's what's up.
But it was funny you brought up the 7, man. The last show I saw there, it was a metal band, but it was called For Today.
Yeah,
That
totally,
metal group.
absolutely.
Yeah, they bring it,
Oh
dude.
man, they were fire,
Absolutely.
dude.
Straight up Christian metalcore.
Yeah, they'll do like
Yeah.
baptisms and stuff like up on stage
on
and stuff
stage,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of it's pretty crazy, man. And he's like up there like pissed off that like Satan's like out there, like it's pretty cool, man. Like it's
Like
wild.
How do these
regardless
guys
of what
think
they
of
did,
this?
regardless of what they did, though, their music was still just heavy. Like that shit
Absolutely,
slaps.
dude. It was
It's like I didn't know I could go this hard to like
It
Christian.
seems
Absolutely.
so sacrilegious.
Yeah.
How did
It really
Christians
does,
not like
man.
shoot them down, or how
No.
is that a thing?
It's because the message, I guess, really was a thing. But like,
Deep.
they're
Yeah.
one of those bands like you have to know metal.
You have to know their
pretty
deal.
well.
Like you have to be
Yeah.
prepared for it, kind
See,
of
and
thing.
I
Like, hey, if
missed-
you're gonna go see them,
I missed all of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
We
I
gotta
missed
take you
the
through
whole
it, man.
thing.
We gotta take you through that experience. I know we brought up the emo phase was 2 weeks ago. Now you gotta at least go through a metal phase before you attempt to do that.
I'm down.
Yeah, he's-
I'm still down to go emo a little bit. Not like full
Not
on
full blown.
piercings and stuff.
They were a great band. They were always fun. Like
gotta
every
get
time I
them
saw
to
them,
the
it was just a good time. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, we got off the rabbit trail. Hell yeah. Well, cool, man. How long have you been in Atlanta?
I grew up in Cumming, Georgia, so Forsyth County. But I've lived in Georgia since 2001.
Okay.
So I grew up there, middle school, high school, elementary, all that kind of stuff. And then my first 2 years of college, I went to Georgia Southern, so I lived in Statesboro for 2 years. And then I transferred schools to Georgia State, so I lived home for a little bit. I was back in home for a little bit, then moved to the city officially for the first time in like 2015.
Okay.
And then lived in Decatur for a little bit, lived in Ackworth for a little bit, and now I'm back in Atlanta. I live like right
Gotcha.
by, so downtown Atlanta-ish or whatever.
Awesome.
Cool. Very cool. Where in that so you're going to shows, go to Georgia Southern, all that good stuff. Where in that did booking at the Masquerade start? And like how did it start, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, when I started school, like funny enough, when I started school, I was going in for exercise science. So like I wanted to be like I wanted to be like a team doctor.
Sure, yeah.
Like for sports teams, because like before music was like the thing I was crazy about, it was sports. Like
Cool.
watching Sports Center from the time
You
I
big
woke up
Patriots
to go to
fan?
bed. Yeah. I am. I am
know
a
that.
Patriots fan. Yes, absolutely. But yeah. So So yeah, sports was like, the thing I was kind of obsessed about for the most part in high school, and then it kind of like went 50-50 or whatever. And then so I went to school for that, trying to be like a team doctor or whatever. And then I failed anatomy twice, so I was like, I probably should be a doctor. And then it was kind of that point I was like, well, what could I do? And then by being that at that point I was consistently going to shows or whatever, and I was in Statesboro, and I was like, damn, all I really want to do is go to a show. But I didn't have a car in Statesboro either, so like I would have to like rely on rides and stuff like that, so I couldn't like take myself up and back or whatever. So it's kind of like being like deprived from it for a while and just sort of like thinking about what I wanted to do. And it was it was like around that time when I transferred to Georgia State, I was like, yeah, I want to be in the music industry or whatever. Sure. And then but I still hadn't had my position there. It wasn't until like later that year, my friend Kelly Scarrett, she had an internship there for a little bit, and so I was just kind of like, hey, how do I do this? So I did, but basically it was your traditional cover letter, your resume, your interview, that kind of thing. And then I started basically January 2015 is like when I got hired and all that kind of stuff, and it just sort of kind of grew from its own from there. Yeah, exactly.
What's the craziest? We got a question for Joe that popped up on the screen. What's the craziest thing you've ever seen in a green room?
Ooh.
Craziest thing I've seen in a green room?
Yeah.
I mean, bands smoke weed in the green room and stuff like that. So sometimes you'll see that.
Never
but
walked in on some love.
For the most part, artists are pretty respectful. I mean, I'm sure,
Sure.
But before like what was it? But before I went there, or I'm sure like years and years ago, there's crazy stories, but I personally was never exposed to that. And at least from what I've seen, artists are like, for the most part, pretty respectful. But obviously,
that's good.
Certain ones will like completely box the green room. Sometimes they'll have a whole bunch of liquor everywhere. But it's not like there's like crazy drug dealers or like strippers or anything going on like that. For the most part, it stays it stays pretty nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and you're.
Yeah. Do you have any Diva Demand stories or anything like that? Or
yeah.
like,
So I mean, occasionally I will do like hospitality runs for artists. So like you got the rider and stuff like that, and honestly for the most part it's pretty basic too. It's like your basic tour food, so like your veggie trays, like your fruit
Taco
trays,
Bell.
your chips and salsa and basic sandwich stuff and stuff like that. But there's been times where I have to go, like, I got like a cookbook for one guy at one point. And the same guy wanted like a sports jersey and stuff like that. Sometimes they want like a really specific kind of like liquor that's like, like almost $100 for like a fifth or whatever.
Oh, wow.
That must be nice to have that.
Yeah.
Kind of, like, hey, just go get this for me real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a rider.
A rider's basically like their hospitality list. So like basically what they need for their hospitality in order, to have a comfortable show and be, felt like made at home and stuff like that.
And it's a lot less crazy than some people like make it out to be.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you have certain artists who are like completely organic. So like it's more or less it's like basic food, but everything is organic. So you have to like sometimes go to Whole Foods and look in like all that kind of stuff, or like the Kroger like green section or whatever.
Bring 'em a whole
You got
chicken.
a lot more patience than me, man. Couldn't do it. Yeah.
I mean, it is what
Part
it
of
is.
the job.
I'd be like, you know what? We're going to Walmart, and whatever's in Walmart, you eat. And that'd be it. And we would just go about it.
Yeah, for sure.
how it
For
works.
sure.
I know. I wouldn't be a good promoter, man. All my guys would leave. They wouldn't even play the shows.
That's awesome, man.
Y'all hiring? No. Crap.
So I'm sure like things are probably about to start picking back up for you at work now that the COVID is kind of
Hoping so.
really okay. Do you have anything in the works, like any big shows or anything like that coming up or anything, or is
I mean,
everything still kind of in a lull?
Everything's still pretty much in
Really?
a lull. There hasn't really been a whole lot of communication as far as like stuff and like stuff
Sure.
like that. I'm sure I know our two national talent buyers are busy working with like different agents and stuff like that, hoping to reschedule everything that's been canceled or postponed for next year or whatever. But as far as when things are going to pick up, we're not not entirely
Just
sure.
waiting for the call.
I personally, I'm being optimistic for like late fall. I think that feels like a good time. But at the same time, there's really no no say or whatever. I'm not.
Sure.
Yeah. So
Just waiting on it.
it's
What's
still kind of
that?
in a lull.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll, maybe we'll all have an opportunity to put some together and
Yeah.
plan for some for probably next year or whatever. But
Yeah.
as of right now, things are just kind of staying low key and just
Yeah.
kind of going day by day at this
Can't
point.
push it too
Sure.
much.
Yeah,
with
one
the
day at a
whole
time.
Social
We
distancing.
would certainly like to.
Not only
absolutely.
that,
It's
but
not
how
that,
weird would a concert be if everybody was like 6 feet away? It's just like, oh, dude, do you feel this energy right now, dude? Like, do you feel this?
drawing me in. I can only stay 3 feet.
I just want to
from Fuck you, bro. I'm not allowed. I saw a meme earlier.
That'd be
today where
annoying.
These guys running down the street. One dude's got a sign that says free hugs, and then another dude's got a sign that says free hugs. They
Oh,
just
shit.
slam the damn signs up. They start running over to each other, dude, a full sprint,
Dude.
chest to chest.
We need more of that.
We need more love like
Absolutely.
that.
Who dead or alive? Like, who would be your ideal band to like promote for?
Dead or alive? Oh man. I've never been asked that question before.
Good.
Like, if you could promote anybody, yeah.
I mean, if like I guess in one sense, if I could bring one artist back to life, Prince would be dope. So
Sure.
Prince would be
Yeah.
cool.
Prince
So
fans,
if we're going like really really big, so that'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool. And as far as like active bands now, like any of your, modern day metalcore bands or whatever would be really cool because that's kind of the roots or whatever. I'm a big fan of like the 1975 and like the band Camino. So any of those like any
I
of
love
those
the
kind
band
of like
Camino.
really like solid like pop like indie rock bands would be really
Yeah.
cool.
I love
so,
it. I love Band Camino
yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I got exposed to the 1975 from AWOL. We was going on a little trip one night. We went out of town. You know what I mean? And we were sitting there watching music videos one night. I was blown away by that song.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god! So I dove
they're
into it
good,
pretty
dude.
heavy, and it actually opened me up to some new experiences, which is pretty cool. Which actually leads me to a good question. Now that you're kind of had your basis in metal, post like hardcore and stuff like that, how has working at the Masquerade broadened your musical horizons? Have you found new things that you're really interested in, or are you still kind of sticking to the same thing what you put in your iPod and listen to every day?
I mean, it definitely has broadened it. It's like I never really not liked any other music, but it's like the only thing I really knew was like your Warped Tour associated metal band.
Yeah.
So that's kind of just what I stuck with, just because I didn't really necessarily know which bands I should be listening to and what not.
Sure.
And then by just kind of seeing what we would book and what would go up on the calendar, I would check them out. We used to have this festival called Wrecking Ball, so like a lot of those bands associated like that, like Turnover and like Microwave and
Oh, nice.
The Descendants and like Glassjaw and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. That kind of open, not necessarily those bands, but bands that kind of got their influence from those.
Sure.
So and then there'll be times now that I'll like have a day where I listen to reggae. So like we'll do
Yeah.
reggae shows every so often. So like
Very cool.
So like Dren Mari or like Oration or Tribal Seeds or the Expendables or something like that. So and then I also I used back in the day, like I used to like hip hop. So like back when like Lil Wayne, T-Pain, T.I., Akon, all those guys were like kind of like the names. That's kind of when I listened to it. But then I sort of stopped listening to hip hop. But then by having hip hop shows at the Masquerade, I got into
back into hip-
I got into like
Sure.
Future and like Currency and et cetera, Flatbush Zombies and stuff like that.
Did you not see our wall, bro?
No, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, we just did it. We did it like 20 minutes before we did this.
I really appreciate that the Marley's on the
We're-
front, though. You know what I mean? We got
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like that was history.
And then like
That was art.
pop and alternative bands, there's definitely been a lot of bands that I didn't know existed, and that sort of kind of broadened my horizons on that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
So it I could put my iPod on shuffle now, and it'll go kind of a whole roller coaster of
Yeah.
songs. Whereas definitely before you would put it on, it would be like kind of the same sort of structure of songs and whatnot. For 10 consecutive songs or whatever.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I have a set
So,
where
like-
he wants to punch people, and the next thing you know, he wants to hug his friend because he's got such an eclectic thing of music on him.
So like so like when you're going to put like together a bill or something, and I guess this goes for like smaller bands, not necessarily like bigger touring bands because they're already kind of more established, I guess. But someone that's on the rise, coming up and things like that. Like when you're putting together a bill and whether or not I should book this person, like what are you looking for? Are you looking for like how many tickets they can sell? Like in all honesty, or like are you looking for like, hey, I think they got the sound? Is there certain things that you look for, or just like kind of take it case by case?
It's a little bit of both. I mean, as far as like whenever I get a date to do a show, it kind of depends on how I'm feeling. Like, I have the luxury to kind of be flexible with what kind of shows I do. I don't have to do a certain kind of show. So like if there's a bunch of metal shows that month, I might try and do like a rap show that day or vice versa or something like that. Sure. So as far as like what genre or like what kind of style I want to do, that kind it just kind of depends on again, I have the luxury to kind of feel out how take it kind of how I will.
Sure.
And then whenever that's decided upon, I definitely look for bands that I listen to music first because music's the most important thing. So
Absolutely.
first I gotta and there's really no like real thought process behind it. It's kind of like I like it or I don't like it kind of thing, more or less, if you had to be kind of dry about it or whatever. So, getting artists that I enjoy, that, I will enjoy listening to, and then, kind of either seeing if they know someone who might need this opportunity, or maybe kind of put them together with other folks that might, also need an opportunity or whatever. And then, yeah, I mean, obviously, ticket sales are very important. Obviously, there's kind of like mixed feelings about it, which are understandable, but it's still a part of the game. Every band you can think of that, is where they are now had to do it at some point. So obviously, the better you do with it, it's important, the better you do with it, the more you'll get recognized and so on and so forth. So it's definitely important. And, but, I'm not one of those persons who like, needs a certain number or like
Numbers
demands
on
a certain
Instagram.
number. The most things I look for is like, like honest best effort and stuff like that. So as long as you're trying, as long as you're like telling me what's going on and stuff like that, that's kind of what I look for, because that kind of shows me that like, you care about it. And
Absolutely.
it's not that a lot of artists don't care, but it's the bands that work harder, the bands that kind of put in the effort are going to see
100%.
better results at a more.
You'd rather have someone with heart up on stage rather than a social media following.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly,
mean? For
exactly.
sure.
Well, dude, we feel like here at California Dad Club, sometimes you can get caught up in the hustle and bustle and promoting other people, and you never like have the time to like slow down and like promote yourself. So this is what's left of our stack of flyers. We pass these out all over town. We promoted
We
you.
made some Joe flyers
we promoted
for
we
Joe.
promoted,
I love it.
we promoted the promoter, Joe.
Hold it up for the camera to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got
Awesome.
some
I can
Joe
drop it on there.
posters.
That's fucking dope.
Those are
Hell
Joesters,
yeah.
bro.
I love it.
Joe posters got the Joesters.
So yeah, staple those
That's
up all over your
awesome. Thank you
wall.
so much.
Of course, man. You got to sign one before you leave. Of course.
Yeah, totally.
We always try to keep some memorabilia we can post up. So, that was awesome. Cool. I had to give those out. Are we gonna roll on to music?
I just had one more question.
Okay.
Is there anyone in Atlanta right now that you think like has got it, that you really believe in, that you think that like marketing wise they're nailing it, their sound and everything is nailing it, they're just killing it right now, that is up and coming, that you should look out
Yeah,
for?
I mean, every band is, hopefully doing all the effort need to. So, obviously, there's no like, favoritism or anything like that.
Sure.
But, definitely, some bands who I think are kind of like definitely, more or less, really kind of showing what it means to, take the next step would be like Left to Suffer. They're like they're a deathcore band from Beaufort, Georgia. So they're doing really, really well. Maggie Schneider, she's a singer songwriter, pop rock artist, and she and her band are doing really, really well. So they come to mind. Sarah and the Safe Word, they're
Absolutely, Susie and them.
yeah, absolutely. They're crushing it right now, more or less. And then one more, Seder. They're like a more like a progressive post-hardcore kind of style or whatever, and they've been, they kind of have, really established
They got a good
themselves
thing
recently.
going,
Yeah, totally.
Cool.
So, more if I, I had to just choose kind of 4 off the top of my head, I guess, I would choose those 4, I guess.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Shout out to them.
You have to write them down before you leave.
Totally.
Check them out.
I'd like to
Absolutely.
check that
I have
Seder
to go
band
check out
out.
some stuff.
One for the name, because I like Saders. Saders are cool as hell. Plus, I love post-hardcore.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
totally.
stuff.
Absolutely.
Back to my roots.
Well, cool.
You down to check out some music with us and
Yeah,
kind
go for
of
it.
talk about it and
Yeah.
things like that?
Sure.
Very cool.
Yeah?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go on
Music
to
review time.
Music review time. Woo! The time you've all been waiting for.
We got belly dancing drunken bird over there.
Uncle Bert getting it. Hold on, let me fix this camera real quick. Hey, y'all, we do all the production here in the studio by ourselves.
Live.
So this is all live.
With the help of Ansley, of course.
We are doing this at home. All right, so we're going to go into music review time. We had some
I got you.
pretty interesting and freaking awesome. Can you unlock your phone? Awesome submissions this week. Thank you all for sending in songs. We're gonna get stickers to all y'all. If you want them, send us your addresses on the email, and we will personally mail you a sticker and some swag so you can
Swag.
do that.
Put it
Stick
on your
stuff.
car, man.
Stick it on your mom's car.
Even better, yeah. I finally put my sticker on my car yesterday. Drove it all the way down to Florida. People were like, "What's that? What does that mean?" I was like, "Dude, check it out on."
No, they did.
Or stick it on Joe's car. Joe Mama.
Joe Mama. She's actually gonna put it on. I'm gonna
Jesus, bro.
MacBook.
Hey, there we go. Yeah.
Well, cool. We're gonna hop into our first artist. This artist, his name is Miles Landrum. Let's give it up for Miles.
Yep, miles and miles. Yes, sir.
All right, this song is called "No Getting Over You." And we're gonna dive right into it, guys. All right.
I feel that already.
While we're trying here, the thing crashed. All right, we're gonna reload it here. Sorry, guys. Like I said, we're doing this at home. Bear with us, please. We're on to something. We got it? Here we go.
Strung out, stretched thin, searching for home. But you're the only home I know. Guess I'll drink myself to sleep and dream of how it used to be. Knocked down, dragged out, nothing to lose. No matter what way I could choose. You say you love me, but it's not the truth. There's nothing left for me to do. There ain't no getting over you. Can't stop the sky from turning blue. I could try to change, but what good would it do? There ain't no getting over you. Too far, too fast for this to end well. You want more, and baby, I can tell. True what they say, love is hell. There ain't no getting over you. Can't stop the sky from turning blue. I could try to change, but what good would it do? There ain't no getting over you. True what they say, love is hell. There ain't no getting over you. Can't stop the sky from turning blue. I could try to change, but what good would it do? Oh, there ain't no getting over you.
Mr. Landry. That was awesome, man. Super great tune.
I could already hear that flowing on the radio, man.
Absolutely, yeah.
I love the production on it. I love your vocal melodies. I love it all. You know, I think it's a good song. Catchy tune for sure. Yeah.
Is that an unreleased song? Or where can we find that song?
I think that's that. It's all on there, on the description. That's all Ainsley Fane. She's posting all that stuff.
Angela, he
What
has
do
the
they got?
Spotify and stuff? Yeah. Oh, cool, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, he's got
Find him on
Spotify,
Sick.
Instagram. Yeah,
Sick.
you can just look him up anywhere. Yeah, he's got his poop in a group. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He's great at pretty much everything he does. So
He's a relatively
cool.
good local cat, too.
I'm not surprised that that tune is just
Yeah, you say he's from Kennesaw?
I th-
Somewhere around here, though?
Atlanta. He's basing out of Atlanta.
Cool.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
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 You ain't.
I'm based outside of Atlanta.
I mean, you're 10 minutes
There
down the
you go.
street from Metro Atlanta, so I mean, I guess that counts, you know. So.
Nope, it don't. Anyways.
Not a
No,
chance.
what'd y'all think about that tune? Y'all like that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought it was
cool.
good.
You
For
about
fire?
summed it up.
Would you book
It
something
was
like that?
catchy.
You book like country artists like that? Like well, I would say that's country.
Yeah,
Country
it's,
pop.
It's definitely like a southern vibe, but I mean, it would definitely be cool to try it out.
I
or
think
whatever.
I think that'd be cool.
Do you have like full say on like if you were to like, for instance, if you were to hear someone that you're just blown away by, be like, yo, I gotta get in contact with them and get them, could you do that and get them booked or something eventually?
Yeah,
Like-
sometimes, it kind of depends on where they at, because some larger bands will have like their agents and managers and stuff
Sure,
like that.
yeah.
But if they're if they're self-managed and whatnot, it can definitely be easier to get because they kind of make the decisions for themselves.
Yeah.
So it would definitely depend. But there's definitely times where I'll hear someone and I'll be like, yeah, that sounds fucking awesome. So
Yeah.
I'll see if I can get them or whatever.
Absolutely. Yeah.
that
That's
must
cool.
be so cool, man. Just be like, yeah, I want to see them live.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Make it happen.
Hey, bro, come on down.
I'm just gonna go make it happen real
Send me
quick.
your rider. I'll get it for you. I promise. That's awesome.
That would be sick.
Yeah, I thought that pedal tone that they had going on in that song was killer, man. There's
Yeah.
that dum,
Tones for days.
dum, dum, dum. It was sick, man. I really enjoyed the shit out of that song. It was good.
Yep, me too. I like it. Love it, Landrum. Thank you, man. Thank you for sending that in. We'll send you a sticker if you want to send us your address.
Sticker.
If you haven't already. All right, so the next tune we're going to get into, these guys, okay, I think these guys are awesome.
You're
so,
already getting me
well,
hyped.
I have to, everybody that's sending in things tonight, but like this one, I was like, what is this? And it was great, but
Very cool.
I'm excited for this one. These guys are James Neary and the Bevy Blue, Down in a Hole. They sent us their new EP, Yellow, that is released recently. So, we got to go check that
I'll
out
have to
too.
check them out. Yeah, for sure.
All right, we're going to dive into this. What we got?
Head first, baby.
I think I'm down in a hole, and I don't know if you're finding me. Who needs any self-control when there's too little light to see? I started out with a letter a couple years ago. That joke is too short to matter. Burning rungs to stay warm. Ain't nothing left here for me. Changing my scenery. I'm cupping dirt in my hands just to see if I can leave. Fingernails to the floor. I feel the heat from the core. I might be burning up alive, but it's the only thing that makes me feel real anymore.
that was it.
That was badass, dude.
That was insane.
We experienced it over monitors, man. Oh.
Yeah, we got a full like studio monitor setup over here, so like all the dynamics, all the productions, like right in your face. That was awesome, man. Gotta give mad props.
I was not kidding. The hair on my arms, my neck, everything stood up. That was
Yeah, I need that Spotify.
Right?
for real, though.
We got all their information linked below in the comments.
I'm definitely checking that out, dude.
Yeah, go check those guys out.
I love man, he sings like he means it, man. He sings it from the heart, man. It's like it had some gut to it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I
for
love that
sure.
shit, dude. I love the
That
use of
soul.
dynamics. You know what I mean? Your hills and valleys. It was a great use of the hills and valleys on that. It was great, dude.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
that was. I'm gonna give him another one. Hold on. Sounds like if we were just trying to clap or something.
Just this small room of people clapping like,
I gotta add to this.
That track was awesome. What do you think, Joe?
Yeah, I approve. That was good.
You're a fan?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Joe
Yeah.
approves.
Yeah.
Joe approves, y'all.
that's
That's what's up.
That's it.
And y'all get a-
that spot. So when and if you book these cats, we're coming.
Right?
Yeah, we'll come to that show, man.
So I got
Yeah.
a question for you, man. You said you started in 2015. I'm not sure when this app started. Are you familiar with the Jukely app?
I am familiar with Jukely.
I got a lot of my Masquerade experience off of that.
Yeah,
app.
it's
fantastic.
I never, when I was getting tickets for shows, I didn't necessarily need it enough to use it, but like I was introduced to it like by meeting other folks at shows, and
Right.
I definitely have a lot of close friends who like used
What
it
is-
to get into shows and stuff like
What
that.
is that?
So Jukely is a little monthly subscription thing. You pay like $25 a month, and you get a free concert every night.
We're not sponsored by them.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you get to go every single night. And sometimes it's small local cats. Sometimes it's bigger name people.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but I got to see a lot. I saw a band. It was either 2014 or something like that. I saw Chick, but it's spelled CHK like. I saw them at the Masquerade, and I was like, oh man, I'm hooked. And we started going every night. It's wild, super wild.
That's pretty cool. I'll have to check that out. Huh.
Yeah. Wow. That was like some mind blowing cool stuff.
Right? Yeah, man.
I
That
just
was
listened to like 5 seconds of these songs, and I'm like, yeah, they know what they're doing. And then like
Let's
that's
get
all
it.
I'm looking
Yeah.
for. Like as long as you know something, like you know what I mean. That we're putting you on like it's
And then you're just
we
like
want-
continually amazed for like 4
Yeah,
minutes.
exactly.
Like,
So
it's
I don't
just
know
like,
where the
wow.
song's gonna
You
go.
don't wanna
It could
spoil it.
change and like bad after that, but we're trying.
Certain
It's like,
songs-
yeah.
there's like a couple of those like it things you're looking for.
I
and
feel, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want good. Yeah, there's just a few things. I'm not
Every
even
song
going
needs a
to
good
that,
drop.
but I feel like the people that
Every
get
song
it,
needs a
you
good
get
drop.
it, and I trust your 5 seconds.
I'm
If you can give
I'm
me
a
5
sucker
seconds.
for a good drop, and with that saxophone
yeah.
drop, I was like, all right.
yeah.
I love how
Alright,
I love
I'm
how
in.
it dropped and all the drums stayed like natural and everything still felt like in a room or something, you know.
You can feel that super hard tempo change too when it actually finally fully kicked in. You thought it was gonna go doom 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 doom, but it just doom doom
Yeah.
real slow. Oh man, that was
Fucking
pumping.
kills it, man.
That was
Yeah, come to Atlanta, dude.
Please.
Is he in Atlanta or where's he
So
from?
where is he from? I don't.
It's like
Oh, from Northwest Indiana.
Northwest Indiana.
It's
Nice.
about 2 hours outside of Chicago.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like 6 hours.
Very
from
cool.
us. That's not a bad trip, bro.
Yeah, come to Atlanta, man. Let CDC put you on in a show down here, man.
we can make it work it out. They sent their whole album, so I'm sure in the future episodes we'll play some more of those guys.
Very
Like,
cool.
I'm excited to
Yay.
play some more.
I'm
We
stoked.
got like a little archive going on now.
Yay.
Like it's getting real. All right, should we move on to the next one, guys?
Let's do it.
You
I think
we
think?
should.
All right, let's do it. The next guy, who we got? Thomas Craig. Thomas Craig, what's
Thomas
up, buddy?
Craig.
We see you out there in them comments, bro.
Hi, Thomas.
How you doing, Thomas? Comment. Let us
That dude's
know.
got a voice. Absolutely. Yeah. for
Man,
sure.
this guy's gonna
That's
be
what I'm
awesome. We listened to his 5 seconds, and I was in 5 seconds. I was like, all right, we're gonna get him in here.
Cool.
So his song is called New Orleans. Let's dive in. Let's see what we got.
I'm just sitting here wasting time. My head's just a spinning round too fast to see, and I couldn't breathe. Now I know I beside the road and watch the river flow. New Orleans.
Yeah. Thomas Craig. Mr. Thomas Craig. That was awesome, bro.
Thank you, sir.
We were just talking. We were like, man, that's one of those get in the car, kind of stoned, just chilling down after you yerp some Myrtle. Yerping some Myrtle and then get in the car and go down the road and just like, after a breakup,
Boom.
Yeah.
I'm on my way to New Orleans.
Driving to a
baby.
river. Oh wait, what?
And honestly,
Driving to a river.
Driving to, yeah.
That's what everyone said. Dark, bro.
Cruising the panhandle straight over to New Orleans. A po' boy in a hurricane.
Y'all ever been down there? You ever been to New Orleans?
Oh yeah.
I've never
Yeah.
been.
Love it.
Really? Oh my
It's
gosh.
awesome.
Yeah, it's dirty.
It can be.
Yeah, we were on tour with the EDM artist, and our lighting guy got jumped and mugged by some homeless people, and like
shit.
his ear like ripped off,
Oh yeah.
and he like
Especially if you're in,
skipped
like one of the
like a
wards.
show. But he was back running lights like a couple nights later.
Nothing happens.
It was good. Yeah, it's just
Damn.
stitches. Anyways, yeah, we love New Orleans, sort of. And
Is
we
that
love,
that's
we
where
love
he's from?
Thomas Craig.
New Orleans? That's
I
where
don't know if he's from New Orleans.
Oh,
Where's he
what?
from? Canton, Georgia. He's from Canton. He's from right
Oh,
down
he's
the
from
road.
Canton.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
y'all.
no, I totally dig that like 80s. You brought up like Poison or something. I think that kind of nailed it, man. That was
Yeah.
cool. That was cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, Poison for sure.
Thank you for that entry,
Good
man. That was
stuff.
great. Thank you. Who we got next, buddy?
Ruck, Zuck.
Yeah, I didn't want to like mess up their name if I said it wrong or anything.
Rucksuck.
Rucksuck.
Ruck.
Rucksuck.
Oh, that's a pretty cool name.
Yeah, I like it. What? They're from what part of Pennsylvania? They're from Pennsylvania,
They're from the Vania.
and I believe these guys are all. Female, right?
These guys are all female.
Well, I'm just like dudes, man. They're dudes.
We're all dudes, yeah.
They're all dads.
I'm
They're in
a
the
dude.
club.
She's a dude. We're all dudes, yeah. Say, I'm a dude.
It's a dad club. Like, you don't
I get what
matter.
you're saying.
I'm a
No,
dad.
yeah.
You're
I
a
feel
dad.
you. I'm a dude.
What does
He's a
dad
dude.
stand for, Ansley?
Dope ass dudes.
Dope ass dudes.
Dope ass dudes.
So whatever.
Ain't that right?
Ex dudes, chicks, that's anybody, man. We love everybody. All right, the next artist is Rucksuck.
Do they?
June
June
5th, I believe. It's
5th.
coming out on like Spotify and everything.
All right, we'll look that up and announce it at the end. I think they got a live stream coming up too, like a big thing that's
They got a live stream in and out.
popping.
coming out.
All right, these guys are Rucksuck. Kuba is their song, so we're gonna run into this. Let's see what we got. Rugzuck, that was awesome, man.
Yeah.
What's up? We're back. We're gonna give Rugzuck some boo.
Vibes, man.
All right, well, Brett just spilled a beer.
Brett just spilled a beer over it. That's how drunk a burger.
Yeah, Uncle Bert. Look at him cleaning it
Stroking
up.
your nana.
Look at him cleaning it up. Rugzuck. I love that track. I think it's freaking awesome. What do you guys think?
I thought it was cool. Sorry, go ahead.
I thought it was cool. Very like experimental, a little punky, a little gothy. It was cool.
Yeah.
There's vibes for sure.
I definitely think it's a niche. You know what I mean? I think
Not for everybody, but the people that it is for is like,
right.
they love it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's definitely people that come out for those shows. You know what I mean? Like, I guarantee they're freaking awesome live.
Absolutely.
Like, I feel like sometimes the producer misses it with like how it's supposed to be like interpreted. You know, like in Sonic in Space and everything. But live, usually it's like that's the best. Like,
Right. It's going to be a
Sure.
big
Jeez,
sound
you
wall,
know.
I guarantee it. Like a really wide
Yeah.
sound wall, you know what I mean?
That is one of those trippy nights, man. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
for sure. You know what I mean? But just to make it, woo, something else. But yeah, that was freaking awesome, bro. I love that.
Where are they from?
Where they
Sorry,
from?
I'm asking that. I know we've just got a bunch
No,
of
they're
stuff
from
all-
Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Pennsylvania. Cool. Very cool.
On top of
New
it.
York, and now they're, I guess, based in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania's got a good scene, man. Honestly,
Camera's struggling over here. Sorry, guys.
especially Lancaster or Lancaster, whatever you want to call
Lancaster.
it. Yeah, they got a badass scene up there, man.
Faux show. Well, yeah.
Stay on top of where these people come from since we're starting to get them
For
from
real,
all over
dude.
the
And
place
dude, we
now.
need to get like a United States map and just put
Oh,
like a
start
little
little
pin.
pins?
Yeah, that'd be way cool.
That's a great idea.
That's a good idea, right?
That's a fantastic idea.
That is a good idea. Who came up with that idea?
I just did.
Stop
Dude,
coming up
right
with
now.
great
Y'all
good
just saw
job,
it.
bro.
Yeah, dude.
Ideas, dude. Ideas, man. I love it. Good job. Hey, we want to give a shout out to Create Graphics as our sponsor. Go check them out if you need any kind of stickers, banners, promotion, anything printed and designed or installed. They got you over there at Create Graphics. They sponsored this whole webcasting series and everything. So go check them out.
Thank you, Create.
Shout out.
Thank you, Create. Thank you,
Shout out.
Ryan Bennett.
Shout out, Ryan.
Shout.
Shout out.
Should we get our next artist?
I'm down.
I'm excited for this
I
one.
think,
yo.
yeah, I think we should.
I'm excited for all of them, y'all. This is an all-female band, right? Evil Felipe?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. Well, then our next artist is Evil Felipe. I hope I'm saying that right, guys. Yeah. I feel like you gotta say like Evil Felipe. Evil Felipe.
Eva Felipe.
Say it, bro. Come on.
Or what about like Eva Felipe?
Eva Felipe.
That's cool.
I like it.
I like it.
Or you can be
I like that we're confused.
Felipe.
It don't take much to confuse us, but I like that we're confused. All right. This song is called California Bad.
Already a fan. Already a fan.
All right.
California Bound. And yeah, I was like, California, and it's badass. So it's 5 seconds. Let's do it.
Let's get it.
So this is California Bound by Evil Felipe.
Out here in the sun, here up in a bun, having so much fun, and I don't wanna be down by the sea. Let's go catch a wave, just to get away. Hope that you will stay down by the sea, 'cause I don't wanna be. I don't want to let you slip away. So let's go to the city by the bay. Let's go California bound. Come on, hear that ocean sound. Take me all the way around. Let's go California bound. Playing in the sand. Won't you take my hand? Hope you'll understand why I don't wanna be down by the sea. Let's go catch a wave just to get go California bound. Come on, hear that ocean sound. Take me all the way around. Let's go California bound. Let's go California bound. Let's go California bound. Let's go California bound. Let's go California bound.
I was trying to start a fight. They wouldn't let me start a fight.
Bro.
No fights in this industry.
Right?
It'd be funner if we fought.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
We can just get some sock and bobbers next time or something. I'd be down for that. That'd be way cool.
Sexy pillow fight.
Dude, anytime we should just have boxing gloves, and anytime a hard rock band or whatever, we just pull them out.
Sucker punch
Duke
each
the
other.
shit out of
Like,
each other.
One good time. I'll just take it like a Pantera vulgar display of power.
there you go. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm so dope, dude. I'll take it. Let's go.
That was cool, man.
Yeah, that was super cool.
It was like, yeah, definitely had that West Coast vibe, for sure. I nailed that. Or I like that.
California is
Y'all
approved.
nailed it. I liked it.
Yeah.
California Dad Club approves.
CC approved. Joe, what you think about that?
Yeah, no, I liked it too. Definitely like that good like indie punk, indie rock,
Absolutely.
punk rock kind of vibe. So it was cool for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely get down to it. I can definitely see why
Yeah.
you wanted to start a fight over it because it's definitely like let's go, let's bump into each other. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's energy music, man.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
So you can listen to these songs and kind of tell what the clientele of the Masquerade would be interested in. You would look at that and be like, oh yeah, the crowd here would have a great time listening to this kind of song. You know what I mean? Is that like more or less something you've picked up over the years?
I mean, more or less of like there's like a market for it. Obviously, you know,
Right.
people are going to listen to what they listen to, and some can be more picky than most. But there, you know, there's definitely, you know, if there's like going to seemingly be like a market for it, or you know, there's going to be this general population that will enjoy it, then you know, it's definitely more, you know, it's definitely, you know, more, you know, more of an incentive, I guess, to bring them in or whatever.
Right.
Sure.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah, I thought that was banging. Yeah, that's why I wanted to start a fight, man. I was just like, that's
Coming
energy
from Woody,
music.
that's
Absolutely.
actually pretty impressive. You know?
Now I want to go to a metal show,
Yeah,
man.
dude.
I want to
You
be
got
emo.
to. You got to.
They should tour with Pop. This band should tour with Pop. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Pop.
Yeah, Pop. P-U-P.
Pop.
Like Pop.
Okay.
Like a puppy
Okay.
dog.
Yeah.
Never heard of them.
They're
They
dope.
good? Are they dope?
Yes. They're from Canada.
You got to make me a list, dude. There's a lot of bands that you
Yeah,
named out
yeah.
tonight that I'm like,
Who the hell are these folks, dude?
what's going on?
There's it, man.
Well, cool. We're gonna dive into our next artist, man. Good job, Ruckzuck.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna give him one more.
Yeah, one more applause.
No, that wasn't Ruck. That was
That's
Evil
Evil
Felipe.
Felipe.
Oh, bro, I'm looking at this note.
We're just getting by.
Sorry, guys.
It's all good.
We got a whiteboard too. Let's just look at that.
We got No Squid coming up next.
These guys, yeah. These
No
guys are
Squid?
from. These guys are called Pawns. Yeah, and their song is called No Squid.
Oh, I got it backwards.
I think they try to shout out like that was like all caps, like No Squid, No Squid, No Squid, No Squid, Squid. Yeah, there you go. This next song is called Red Bears.
It's like, what? What'd you just say? yeah.
That was good. What was that?
Ah, man,
come
it
out of your
was
mouth?
Something from within. It was my tapeworm, George. He was screaming
George
from
is
within.
hungry?
Yeah, he's hungry, bro.
He does have a tapeworm. His name's George. We have to feed him every 20 minutes. Right?
That's why he's so skinny.
You know, these
For
guys,
real, man.
these guys are bad at the bone. We're gonna listen to them. Then we might have a special thing that we might do. I might pull out some secrets out of the box.
Oh Lord.
Are you down for that?
Last time I got in a lot of trouble. Last time that happened.
Anyways, these guys are Pawns.
Panama City.
right.
Snorted, bro.
Why do I do that every time?
Oh my God, it's crazy. Every week I do.
Yeah, every week. Every week. All right, these guys are Pawns. No Squid. Here we go. No Squid.
Where you
No square. No square.
What an appropriate name. Oh,
That was all over the squeegee board, bro.
man would love it.
Look at Joe. He's in shock, man. He's like, what the fuck, dude? That was so much fun, man. Yeah, we love your music. Hey, I know you're a big Primus fan. I hear some Primus influence going on.
Yes.
What do you think?
So somebody who loves Primus and ADD or ADHD is a hard thing to do.
What, you
Primus,
love
with all the
ADHD?
changing is one thing that you can keep up with in your head. I can keep up with that because of my ADD. So no squid, dude.
Oh yeah, mental problems. What's up, bro? Fuck yeah. Just kidding, dude. You know I love you, man. You good?
Nah, I thought it was cool, man. I thought they're kind of pushing the envelope a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're out there.
You know, I dig that, man.
Yeah.
It's cool to be experimental and put some stuff out there. 9 times out of 10, man, I feel like people just want to hear something like blow their mind. What's coming out of the speakers? You know what I mean? And I think that was kind of up there. You know what I mean? Just play me something really just cool. You know what I mean? Like off the wall. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like yeah.
Since you're looking for somebody like a pushing envelope. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You're looking for like I want something I've never fucking experienced before. You know?
For sure. Exactly.
Yeah, I thought that was.
I think as a listener, you kind of tired of hearing the same old thing over and over. So then it takes something like that to like kind of push the envelope and be like, "Yo, listen to this coming out of the speakers." Like it's like, whoa, yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
What do you think, Joe?
Yeah, no, I agree. It's
Would you
definitely
book 'em?
like it definitely is like in your face. I'm sure their shows are nuts. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
yeah.
So it was
Stage
definitely
diving,
cool,
all that shit.
you know?
Yeah.
Somebody's getting a fat lip.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Somebody
PBR flying everywhere.
Yeah, I can see that shit. Like beers just flying and people getting hit with a hand with cans. And
Specifically PBR though.
that sounds fun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a PBR show right there. That's a P.
I fucking love it though.
You know
I
what'd
love
be
it.
funny though? I bet you a lot of times they started out playing that kind of stuff in coffee shops. Just
Why you holding a banana like that, bro?
you gotta hold
Stop.
banana, dude.
Dude.
I'm protecting.
We told you no more touching bananas, dude.
Yeah.
Jesus, on the podcast. We gotta get it.
We got to change the camera angle.
And to go to camera two.
Camera two.
What is that movie? The Interview? Like they're just starting to hit.
Yeah. Go to camera. Yeah.
Eminem's gay. Eminem's gay.
What did
Your brother was ironic.
Did Eminem just come out on our show?
Yeah, dude. Stars and everything.
Anybody want to come out right now or? No, we good.
I'm good, man. Yeah.
Yo.
Not right now.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna stay in that closet. All right. Till next week. I'm just kidding. No, my beautiful girlfriend. Hey, huge shout out to Ansley Fame for doing all the back way.
What number is it?
We thank you for doing everything that you do. She's back here. Hold on. Let me get some
She's
things
clicking
for the
buttons.
record.
She's making it happen. She got the blankie in the laptop.
Lady on the laptop.
Blankie in the laptop.
She's over there
Lady
doing
in
all
the
the
blanket.
behind scenes stuff, making it all work. Thank you,
Yeah.
Ansley. You're super cool.
Don't Shark Kitchen.
All right, guys. Y'all know what it is. Thank you for tuning in to California Down Club. We'll be back next week. Next week, we
Yeah.
got Mr. Cody Matlock coming on the show.
Hey.
Yeah, dude, I'm super
Wearing 'em
stoked
on
for
my
that,
pack.
man. I've been a huge Cody Matlock fan for literally 5 years, man. Super stoked.
Yeah. I love Cody
I am
Matlock.
really excited, man, to see what he has to say.
Yeah.
Hey, dude. And also, thanks for everyone that's bearing with us. I know we've been trying to work out the kinks for getting the whole live feed thing going on and playing the songs afterwards, and we're trying to figure out how to do this. So I think by next week, I think we got it pretty dialed in. I think by next week we'll be rocking and rolling, hopefully. So
on.
thanks for bearing with us. Thanks for all the support and everything. If you shared this post, you will get a sticker in the mail. So. Thank you.
Go share it
Again.
up.
Thanks for coming, Joe. We appreciate you
Yeah,
being
thank
here,
you
bro.
for having me on. This was
Thank you,
fun.
Joe.
I
For real, dude.
I had a good time.
It was the insider's
Bump
perspective
it.
we needed. You know, for real, for real.
Joe Warren,
Happy
everybody.
to be here.
Joe has a lot to say,
If
and
you
I'm
want to
glad
play
he
at one of
let
the
us take his
sickest
ear, man.
venues
That was
in
cool.
Atlanta, go pester him and stalk him. He loves it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Well, just look for
And he will. And he will.
just look for one of his posters here, Mr. Joe Warren. We put it on
Y'all
the
go
screen.
show Joe some love.
We love you guys. Thanks for tuning in.
He's a staple in the scene, and he's keeping it together and pushing forward. Thank you, Joe.
Absolutely.
Real.
Thank you. Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for doing everything you do, man.
Thank
Keeping
you.
it alive,
Appreciate it.
for sure.
Ooh, there's some Yordle.
Yordle?
Yordle time.
Yordle
Dance
time.
party first.
Dance party, then Yordle time.
Then Yordle
All right,
time.
bye.